Hello, this is Tarregor. First off, this video only covers some new features in the game, and not all of them. That's why it says various, and not just plain new features. Anyways, this video is a stream on twitch.tv that was not edited, so it's going to look like a Twitch stream. Welcome to my vision of World of Warcraft Classic Plus. The design direction of my vision of Classic Plus is substantially different from that of Retail WoW, Circuit Shadowlands, and the private servers, Vanilla Plus, and Turtle WoW. This is partially because it aims to fix Vanilla WoW's many problems first, flesh out and polish what is already there second, and add new content third. This is part of a playlist of videos. Check this video's description for a link to the playlist. The document displays my vision of Classic Plus, and the document's version number is version 1.5.17. All versions of the document are based upon patch 1.12.2 of World of Warcraft. The one from 2006. If you just want to know about the general design direction of my vision of Classic Plus before you otherwise look into this, then watch the introductory video in this playlist or review the document yourself and look at the list of major features. The link to the document is on my channel's About page. That and I does not have a team of people or however working with me to make an actual private server address. This is all pure design thus far, and it ain't done yet. Now then, chat channel changes. First off, if for more than 15 consecutive minutes, more than 1/3 of the faction, considering only those that are currently online, is that it's given private chat channel, then that private chat channel will automatically be turned into a public chat channel, and it shall remain as such until less than 1/4 of the server's factions population. Again, considering only those that are online at the time, has been in said chat channel for 2 consecutive weeks. Player is not to constantly ban and or kick people from their private chat channel in order to prevent it from being turned into a public chat channel. Then said player might be banned by a game master from the game depending upon the circumstances, and that channel be turned by the game master into a public chat channel at the game master's convenience. Doing this with /global, for example, will warrant a lengthy ban, while doing this with /guild name tank will not warrant a ban. But will instead warrant a ban for whoever got all those people to try to turn that into a public chat channel. You may remember drama on the server you played on in Classic.Plus back in 2019 with the /world channel. There's drama with that channel on some servers and not others, where people tried to just use the chat channel to tyrannize the server in some way or the other. Yeah, I don't want that shit happening. Anyways, some new creature types. A new creature type should be added to the game called Insects. This is comprised of all non-critter insects in the game. It will notably include alien also listed beetles and maggots, but not spiders, scorpions, or worms. Those are not insects in real life. Insects shall also include the ones that used to be classified as beasts, except for worms that resemble maggots without being maggots, such as carrion worms. The mage spell polymorph will not be able to polymorph insects, which also means not being able to polymorph the maggots and nectar rabbits if you could, but oh well. If it matters, I'll change the maggots in particular to Snurf or some shit. Anyways, this changes here to help flesh out the game. There will be another new creature type, Ooze. That's pretty obvious. And there will be another new creature type, Aberration. Speaking of which, I took all the Horosofts and Anubisofts out of the one Horosoft and all the Anubisofts out of Encourage and replaced them all with Faceless ones. I'm doing that. So yeah, there's going to be actual aberrations in this game, but only in Encourage. Because where the fuck else would it be? Just drank some water. Anyway, some new features and related stuff. An actual quality of life change. There's not many of these in this document. In this vision of mine. A temporary ignore option will be added to the ignore list. When you use the button, it'll ignore a selected player for 24 hours, such as a guy that's trying to advertise the gold selling website, with a player limit equal to the maximum size of your regular ignore list, and then it'll automatically unignore a player when the 24 hours are up, even if you're logged off at the end of those 24 hours. You can upgrade a temporary ignore into a regular ignore if you so choose, and provide that your ignore list has room. This will of course cause it to take up a spot in the regular ignore list. You can end the temporary ignore early if you so choose. This will be very useful for ignoring gold sellers instead of get permaban, and this can also be used to temporarily ignore people saying things that you don't like without worrying about the size of your regular ignore list, allowing you to save the slots in your regular ignore list for people such as ninja deluders, scammers, people who don't hold up their end of a bargain, and people on your server who hate you in real life. The ignore list will not be made bigger. This will force players to not ignore people for petty reasons and to be more tolerant of others if their ignore list is full. Tolerance goes both ways. Players will be notified when they are ignored, whether or not they attempt to communicate with the person ignoring them. Said notification will only be received if the ignored character is online. The stopwatch feature from Classic Not Plus, that is Vanilla Classic, will be added to the game. It will have an option to start upon the next instance zoning, and an option to end when the next boss dies should he be there to witness it. This feature will make speedrunning the game be significantly easier than it otherwise would be, because it'll be easier to time your runs. A lot easier. I may or may not add pet battles to the game. It actually would not be bad for the game, even a little bit, aside from changing the values to specific small pets. But it won't be any pet battle dungeons. That's what's fucking dumb. The game will never contain any automated punishments, not even squelching, that are associated with right-click report, no matter how hyperbolically outrageous the circumstances are. It can be, and was, abused by trolls in order to cause unwarranted grief, and it can enable a few bad apples to ruin the game for everyone else by trying and succeeding at ruining the experiences of other players for having opinions that they don't like, and for trying to sell Arcanite bars for cheaper than their cartel is. And slash or for world PvP reasons. You won't quite need this anyway, since you'd be having game masters, since there's supposed to be game masters being paid to look around the servers, at least in my vision of this game, and community would actually matter, because you can't just transfer off all willy-nilly, and there's no cross-realm shit, except Battlegrounds, because the PvP system would otherwise be too acquittable. Anyways, because community actually matters, it means that ignore list, reputation, and blacklist, and can't be built for what they said and them actually become relevant. As it's stated in section number 1.0.7 disclaimers, if this particular change does not get made, then this game ain't coming out, period, no matter what. That, and I'm quite paranoid about people abusing automated punishment for various malicious or effectively malicious reasons. De facto malicious. Another quality of life change. An in-game calendar will be added to the game. It's a plus for the community, and it takes the big loads off of the backs of guild masters and officers. They won't have to make an external website just for a fucking calendar. The /play function will differentiate between the time spent away from the keyboard and time spent not away from the keyboard for that level and overall, as well as including the amount of times that you died that level and overall, because the time of the day will be no build statistics. The ability to link abilities in chat will be added to the game. It doesn't really have to be there, but that's why I put the word optional there. It doesn't matter so much if that change goes in. New loading screen tips will be added. Number 1. If anybody attempts to sell you in-game currency, in-game levels, in-game character. So basically, an anti-gold selling loading tip. A loading tip that's another loading tip. You probably shouldn't pick the same primary gathering profession as your friend does if you plan to be together often. If you do, then there might not be enough stuff for both of you to gather, since you usually be in the same places at the same times. Another tip. You should not accept an invite to a guild that just invites you to join them completely out of the blue without saying a word. Guilds that do that usually have bad reputations because they have no standards, which means they'll typically have the most annoying, unscrupulous, and otherwise infamous players on the server in that guild. And another loading screen tip. This loading screen tip will always appear the first time that a new account hits the Enter World button after creating a character, in which case the loading screen will take an additional 20 seconds to load so that the new player has time to read this loading screen tip. Quotation mark. You shouldn't have to rush towards the end of the game so that you can play with your friends while they're playing with their high-level characters. A good friend would instead make a new character so that they can play with you right now, and play on the server at your pace. Your pace and not their pace. Friendship is not just about you treating your friends well. It's also about them treating you well. End quotation mark. Otherwise, this loading screen tip will be randomly selected from every time you get a loading screen, again excluding the first time your account sees a loading screen, in which case it will be guaranteed to show up. And then I might end up making more goblin animations and changing their voices, without making it reek of modern-day retail or even Cataclysm. And yeah, that's all I got for this video's subject matter. Thanks for watching.